Welcome to episode 74 of Gridiron Garage Podcast. Thanks to our co-host here, Griffin Wyman, for the new mics. Hope we sound delicious in your ears. Zach's trying to ear fuck you like he did last week.
Trying to penetrate your ears.
Got to start with a nice cuss word for Griffin's mom. Thanks for listening. We're going to come join us here on episode 74 Sports Edition. How you guys doing today? What's up, Zach?
Hey, what's going on, man? Just doing good. We all got new mics. We all should sound the same. Pretty hyped about that. Hopefully, we can turn into 101.1 The Wiz, the late night show.
I was thinking, what is a possible career path that could come out of this? And I was like, I watch a Reds game, and maybe I could be the play-by-play guy.
Oh,
no, that'd be too hard. I was thinking, the guy that announces, in between innings, and they're like, oh, I'm going to talk to this kid here,
Just shove microphones in people's face.
I'm talking to this kid. You got to pick which Skyline chili the baseball's in. 1, 2, or 3. Or 3, 4. No.
3, 4, or 5 way?
3, 4, or 5 way, yeah.
Jake, there's
That'd be
no
an
way,
awesome
no way you could be a play-by-play announcer. You would not.
Play-by-play is super hard.
Not remember all the names.
I would have to study very hard.
Oh my god, no way.
Pull up a YouTube video and let's try to do it.
A play-by-play?
Yeah.
No, it'd be too hard.
Of any sport.
I think we've done it. How I would know what happens. I'm going to pick a random, turn the Reds game on.
Yeah, we can turn the Reds game on and do it. That'd be funny.
You just find a home run clip so you know a home run's coming.
Home runs? No, we've done home run calls on here before.
And that's a deep drive to left center field.
I don't know if I ever put this headset on again.
Anyways, since we're talking about baseball, we'll go ahead and dive on into it. This week is the College Baseball World Series, and it's coming down to the championship now. And you know how we got here, Zach?
Yeah, I do know how we got here.
You do know how we got here. Well, NC State played Vanderbilt in the semifinals, where first they got in trouble for someone getting coronavirus, which knocked their team down to 12 players, and they made them play the first game with 12 players.
Shout out to the new
on their
sponsor.
roster. Shout out to the new sponsor, Coronavirus 19, Wuhan Labs.
Use promo code GG19.
We had a bit for you. Griff didn't want to do it.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. PC Griff declined it, though, but continue.
But after forcing them to play with only 12 players, they literally said, no, coronavirus, you guys are out of the tournament.
That's
Vanderbilt
so
moves on, which is bullshit, dude. These poor players, literally, how many of them? This is everything to them.
Right.
They're probably not going to go play pro ball. I don't know. NC State, some of them might. Most of them probably won't.
They're a decent baseball school, aren't they?
they're in the semifinal.
Wasn't the series 1-1 too?
championship.
Didn't they win the first game against Vanderbilt? They beat Jack Leiter.
I'm not sure.
So I'm pretty sure they beat Jack Leiter, who's their ace, and he's probably going to be a top 3 pick.
In the second game, they were down to 12.
And they had to play another guy who is basically going to is projected to be like an ace pitcher in MLB too. He's going to the top 3 as well. And I think they only lost by 1 or 2 runs, didn't they? Against the other really good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were close ass games both times. That's the worst part is that they beat them in a game against their best pitcher. Then they get down to 12 players and they still play a really close game against another guy who's going to be a top 3 pick. And then no, season's done. Sorry.
Well, why did they axe him out of there with 12 players left? I mean, you only need 9 to play. What was it, contact tracing or something?
Yeah, I think so.
They were all close
too
to
many
him.
guys.
I mean, at this point in coronavirus, how many of them are vaxxed anyways?
Right. Mask or vaxxed?
For real, dude. Just let these people play. Come on, this is their life right now.
I mean, I don't know. We got to stay away from this because now coronavirus is a fucking political thing. But, if this was June of 2020, I could definitely see it.
Right.
But June of 2021, I don't know. Let the kids play.
Let the kids play for sure. They probably had the option 1,000 times to get vaxxed by now, and they've already made their decision, so it's on them.
Right.
At this point. Let these kids play. But it's over now anyways. They're going on to the finals with Vanderbilt. And who else went on? Mississippi State.
Hail State.
Mississippi State. Which
the Vandy boys versus Hail State.
I watched the Mississippi State-Texas game, and it was freaking insane. Dude.
Electric City.
I think I watched the same on Friday
Mississippi
night.
went up by 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and then the top of the 8th, the Texas guy hit a 3-run jack.
Yeah.
To tie. Oh,
Yeah,
my
was
God.
crazy.
I was like, oh, it was freaking nuts, and he pimped the shit out of it,
Yeah, dude, they all pimped
I was
him.
like, college baseball is awesome, man. It's everything that MLB's not with the strikeouts.
Every single homer gets picked.
They put the shit in play. People making errors and shit. I'm like, this is awesome, dude.
I haven't watched a baseball game in a long time that has where they play with a metal bat, and I didn't realize how fast the ball
weird,
comes off the bat versus a wooden bat.
The first thing I noticed is I think Texas or Mississippi State, I think, got a guy on first. And Texas did it. They got a guy on first, and they bunted him to second. And I was like, "What fucking game is this,
Jeez,
dude?
we bunt?
I've never seen this in my life. You just gave an out to move the guy over. That doesn't make sense.
No, why would we do that?
Don't you know what OPS is? College baseball.
What does Kent Murphy say?
Dinger. Or what's the gone forever? Aaron Hernandez.
I'm talking about the
He
bunting
says a
episode.
fucking lot of things.
Yeah, I'm talking about the bunting episode.
What does he say?
This is Coach Kent Murphy. Here's to let you know, never fucking bunt.
He pulls it back every time. Tries to ding.
What are the pitcher thing? The PFPs?
the PFPs? Those are like calisthenics, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought that was like the bunt coverages that pitchers had to do.
Oh, I could not remember.
Does that sound right, Griff?
PFPs?
It's like,
Dude, you're asking.
That's probably some shit our
I was
coach
not
made
a
up.
good baseball player, okay?
you better watch out. You're about to get domed.
Get domed. You're gonna watch out. Anyway, so sorry if you're an NC State fan out there. I don't know how many people are fans of college baseball, but the fans at the stadium looks like a fucking grand old time,
A bunch
dude.
of college
Yeah.
kids.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Yeah, that looks like the most fun game ever. I would love to go to one of those games and like have an actual team to root for.
So, speaking of watching the Mississippi State Texas Tech game, everybody was in a fucking seat there. Everybody. Like, they didn't have 6 feet. They didn't have any of that bullshit.
Right.
So then you just sort of like, oh, yep, you guys can't play baseball anymore.
Yeah,
they
there's
were
like-
in a full capacity stadium.
There's like 50,000 people with not a mask in sight
surrounding
sitting
9
next to each
people.
other.
What are the
Like,
odds?
if you're
that-
talking about contract tracing, there's plenty of that.
I was saying,
For
what are
like
the
10
odds
feet
that-
away in the stands?
every single one of those people hadn't been in contact with someone in the past 10 days that had COVID?
0%.
Exactly.
Probably zero.
I saw a video of this fan getting thrown out of the game, and 2 cops come down, and the guy had a tall boy in his hand. And I don't know what he was doing to get thrown out, but as he was leaving, the cops are escorting him. He fucking pops it open and then shotguns the beer,
Yeah, I saw that.
walking up. Yeah,
And everyone's
I saw
like,
it too.
yeah! Since we're speaking of fans in the crowd, I've seen this going very popular right now, and that's the good old shoey drinking beer out
Oh,
of their
yeah.
shoe in the
I've seen
crowds. I've seen probably
Fucking
like 4
gross.
or 5 this week. So I think it got popular in college baseball. They kept doing it. during
Shoey's been a
college
thing for a
baseball.
while, but it came back.
Right.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Speaking to the germaphobe Zach here, what do you think of a shoey?
I think it's fucking disgusting
To take your own shoe
yeah.
off, fill it with beer, and then chug the beer out of your shoe, and then put the shoe back on
Yeah,
the rest
that-
of the night.
And then you're gonna have wet shoes. So
Wet
that's kind of gross. But dude, the thing that came to mind when I saw this on there is speaking of germs for one, and I know that all the frat stars out there that listen to this, y'all's hooch. Is that what you call it?
Hooch. That's what we call it. Jungle juice.
I
Some
don't know
people
what
call
you're
it.
talking about.
That shit is disgusting. Like sanitary wise,
Oh,
disgusting.
yeah, no doubt.
It's like, oh, we'll clean the mold out of this a couple hours before the party, and we'll just pour a bunch of whatever in there.
Chris
Definitely not food
piss
safe.
over there.
Definitely not food safe.
Every time that I saw
I'll
you guys
agree.
make hooch, I was like, ew, people drink this shit?
They don't know.
So back to the
That's the apex of what you don't know doesn't hurt you.
Yeah. Well, all those Syrah girls dumping their hands in there trying to get it
Gosh.
out. But
So back to the shoeies then. So hypothetically, say you have to do one. To be fair, I think it's gross too. I think it's funny when people do it, but
So is
it's
it
like, I
cool
wouldn't do
or
it.
no?
I think it's cool if you have a guy like that. Guy would definitely do a shoey. Like we all know a guy, but yeah, he would do a shoey.
Yeah.
Like it's cool if that guy does it, but it's not for me. It's like one of those things.
out of the three of us, who would be the most prominent to do a shoe?
Griffin.
I mean,
Exactly.
probably me, but I'd never do it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't
Coming
do it
from the
though.
guy,
They
hey,
just say
hey,
that
does
'cause
this
they
shirt have a stain
Because they
on
know
it?
that I couldn't finish the beer.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it though because I think it's gross. But I'm saying like, if you had to do one, do you put the sock on or sock off the rest of the night with your beer
Sock
shoe?
on.
Yeah, you got a
Sock
sock
on
on.
it? All right,
Why would you ever even take your sock off?
I don't know because then you're gonna have a
Why would the sock come off your
because you're
foot?
gonna have a wet soggy sock too. And, like soggy socks are the worst.
Maybe you just let the shoe air out for a while you sit in the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that too. That's a good choice. I don't
Probably
know.
get in trouble.
I have a bad experience with soggy socks when I went to Disney, and we made the bad mistake of riding the water ride first, and had soggy socks the rest of the day walking around
All day.
Disney.
That'll get
Dude,
you.
you walk like miles there too. It's just miles of walking, soggy socks. Your feet are all pruned up.
Get
It
trench
just
foot,
stings.
dude.
It was terrible.
So speaking of like soggy
buy
socks
some Gold Bond.
and just nasty shit that has to do with shoes. So I went to an airport over the weekend. We can talk about this later. But this dude went through TSA. Like, you know, hey, you have to take your shoes off. Didn't have any socks on. And was just like walking through where everybody else got to walk barefoot. And like, you could tell.
What are you
just
gonna
by-
do?
You could just tell like he was not a very sanitary guy. Yeah, and it was just like, wear some fucking socks with your shoes, bro.
Should sell some to him. I hope it was like the dude in that old viral gas station video and said, "Sir, you parked. What are you gonna do about it?"
So I haven't got there yet.
He probably would have put a spell on me or some shit.
But men after, I don't know what age, but their feet just get horrible.
Like smell wise or look wise?
Look wise. Like
Yeah.
their toes start getting like yellow and they're just like crunch. Like,
I mean, that just comes down to hygiene.
You think so?
Yeah.
I've never seen an old person with like not a disgusting ass foot.
I think that happens as you get older in general. Your whole body just gets gross. Yeah, I mean,
With the foot specific.
the older you
Like, you ever
get-
seen like a 50-year-old in flip flops and you're like, that dude does not need to be wearing flip
you ever
flops.
seen old people hands?
Who's it? Is
They're
it
gross too.
LeBron that has the crazy toes?
LeBron has crazy toes, and then Kevin Durant has like hockey stick feet. You ever seen
The fuck's a hockey stick
Go to
foot?
Google. Go to Google and type in Kevin Durant feet or
Kevin
socks.
Durant.
Type in Kevin Durant socks.
Socks.
Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna have you type
This is
in.
a big ass foot.
I was gonna have you type in.
he's
Kevin,
a
I know, but
7-foot string bean.
look at it. Look at it though. It looked like some people literally say it's a hockey stick. I was gonna say type in Kevin Durant feet, but that might bring you to a different website.
Oh, his OnlyFans, his burner account.
Okay. Oh, there it is, all the way to the bottom right. We would say it looks like
Oh my
hockey
God.
sticks.
Keep going.
This.
That's a picture. It was in his USA basketball back in the day. You can scroll down, you can see more of them.
What do you expect from a
I know.
7-foot tall
But
dude?
If you scroll down on the right there, you can see like the full picture. Yeah. But look at
That's
that.
just a bad picture though. On
Hockey,
top of
I
it.
know it's a bad picture, but it looks like hockey sticks, doesn't it? That's what people said. People said Happy Gilmore's about to slap shot 2 goals with those feet.
When I was younger, I bought a pair of KD shoes. Worst investment I've ever made.
What's that?
They like squeaked and I don't know.
They're basketball shoes.
No, like
supposed to squeak.
No. When you just walked in them,
Oh,
like
God.
they were just like
They're basketball shoes.
The
Yeah.
basketball shoes aren't.
Definitely didn't make me play like Mike. I'll tell you that.
Anyways, speaking of more fans and interactions in the seats this weekend, there was a proposal at the Boston's Red Sox
I
game.
saw this.
You did see this?
Yeah. Well,
I'm
I
not
heard
sure.
It. I heard it. I didn't see it.
Specifically if it was
Fake, wasn't
staged
it?
or
I
not.
think it was a fake proposal.
It could have been staged, but I'm not sure.
We got a
I mean,
YouTube video?
how do you know? It happened. But anyways,
I saw on Twitter it was fake.
this guy proposes to this girl at a Boston Red Sox game, and then promptly she says yes, and he stands up to kiss her. So he spins his hat around to kiss her, and it's a New York Yankees hat, and the whole crowd just erupts in boos while he kisses her.
That's awesome, dude.
So I don't know if it was real or fake. Either way, it was super funny. And if it was real, she's probably not happy about that proposal.
Probably not.
And like 30,
that's a cool ass story, though.
38,000 people booing you while you get proposed to.
So I will say I've been around the MLB stadium wise, and Boston and Philly are 2 places you don't like fuck with the opposing team at all, because Philly will roast you and they'll probably shank you because they're fucking dirty ass people up there. Not like
There's
hygiene
been
wise.
some fights out in San Diego this year, so
Yeah, probably that too. And then down in Boston, you don't.
Boss.
Yeah, you don't.
Another thing, real quick. You, didn't-
fucking Yankee hat.
you didn't have it on the layout, but it's topical. Kyle Schwarber just had another fucking home run. So,
Oh yeah, that definitely was
ripping-
not on my
ripping
layout.
Cub fans' hearts out. He's like tied for or has the lead, most homers in the NL now.
Yeah,
So,
not on the
He's
layout.
hit like 10 home runs. in
speaking
7
of your
games
boy,
or something crazy.
Uh,
How insane is that?
Yeah, that is insane.
He had a 3 home run game and 2 home run games.
Home runs
like
come
a
in
week.
bunches. You know what
That's
they
insane.
say.
Yeah, he's got like 25 now or something.
you're talking about Schwarber?
Schwarber, yeah, ripping Cub fans'
Yeah,
hearts
so,
out. They wouldn't pay him.
That's who Miami was playing when I went down there. Was
Oh, did he hit tag?
Washington? Yeah, I think he had 2 home runs.
Jesus,
But
go
anyways, he was playing. Was it left field? And he lost the ball in the roof, and he looked like an idiot.
I bet.
Because he was running in on it, and the shortstop was like running out, and he called the shortstop off, and then he just stood underneath it, and he was like, "Oh, I can't find it."
Dude, we were doing
Was that Miami or Tampa?
Is it Miami?
we were doing drills one day in high school, and our coach was, I guess, like someone lost the ball in the sun the other day, or like a game before, and dropped it. So he was purposely like setting us up with the sun behind us and hitting him into the sun,
Yeah.
and making us make the plays. And it was what I like completely lost it. Like it was up just sun. That's all I see, you know. And I'm like, I can't dive out of the way because coach is gonna be pissed, right? So I just stand there and fucking take it straight to the tip of the dick. It was just a nice arch, and it just hit me like right in the down.
Oh my gosh.
This is also the same coach that lit the field on fire to dry it.
I
So
was like sitting there like, I should have got out of the way.
Ate grass and dirt.
I would have much rather ran 2 poles than took that to the dick.
I'm pretty sure when Tampa opened their stadium, I'm pretty sure their roof was white, like internal. Like if you looked up, it was all white.
It still is.
It still is?
Yeah.
How stupid is that?
Well, it's like, shit, it was built in 1990, so now it's got like that, like nicotine, like brown white
It's
color
called
on
patina.
But it's like the roof
called
if
a
you walk
patina.
into a smoker's house.
Yeah.
It's called a patina. I know what you mean. It makes it think like bronze. It makes like bronze like turn green and stuff like that.
No, not that. It's like you
just
paint something white
a
and
musty
then
yellow.
somebody smokes in it for 30 years.
Like how your shirt looked like after you spilt that stuff on it.
But anyway, for the like brand new all white roof with a white baseball for pop ups.
It's pretty
Yeah,
smart.
I feel like there were some people that were like, "Oh shit, I can't see that for a second." Like they'd lose it and have to find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that stadium was gross.
Get it together. Stadium's part of it, man.
I guess so.
You got to figure it out. Hector Santiago is the first MLB pitcher to get busted for using illegal substance during the game with the new checks that they're doing. I'm sure you went to the game this weekend. They check the pitcher like all the time.
In between
every
almost
new
every
pitcher
inning.
that comes in, they check them. The starter, I think they check 2 or 3 times while they're in the game. And
There was a
there's some
guy-
fake news here going around a lot of like the big people, and they
Yeah.
show them getting checked, and they're like, "Oh, this person got checked 3 times," and you're like, "Well, also that no-name guy that no one's ever heard of that just
Right.
got called up, got checked 3 times, and you didn't say anything about it, right?"
Yeah. Headlines. I don't think that this was correlated to like spider tack or whatever, but there was a pitcher the other day that got his glove taken away. Did you see that?
So
I didn't
the way
that
they're
was
doing
Santiago.
it, I didn't see that, but I've seen it happen before. And the first one, the guy got his hat taken away, and they got him a new hat.
That was good.
So
Yeah.
if they get caught before they throw the first pitch, then technically they don't get tossed from the game.
Okay.
They can continue pinning. But as soon as they pitch one pitch and they get busted, it's like 10-game suspension.
When are
You're
they
tossed.
when are they going to start checking the catchers? I swear, the catchers are the one who has to have it. I mean, obviously we've talked about it before, but Yachty's chest plate when he stands up and can't find the ball because it's literally super glued to his chest, like
Against the Cubs.
like the catchers are the ones who have to be at least like 30 to 40% contributing to
I mean,
this
that
problem.
would make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, and a catcher has more places to hide
Especially
it, too.
now that that wouldn't have made sense to me until now that they're cracking down.
Yeah.
And then you're
And
like,
then they're
well,
like
instead
not-
of me
well,
putting it on there, you put it on
And
there.
they're
Maybe-
not finding anybody either.
Maybe that's where Dallas Braden hides it.
The catchers are subject to the 10-game suspension, by the way. They're just not getting checked.
Maybe that's
What
where
about
Dal-
the first baseman?
Yeah, they are as well.
Like everybody is?
Everybody is.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, you'd have to be doing some elaborate shit, like on the toss around, right? Like, swooping some shit on there after you strike someone out. That'd be a little challenging.
I'm curious if someone
catcher
can find,
would not be.
I'm curious if someone can find Dallas Braden's stash. I really want to. I want to find it.
Go try to find it.
So did you guys see the knuckleballer get checked for substance? The knuckleballer from the Orioles, I think. He like pitched a 1-2-3.
I didn't even know there was a knuckleballer in the
He's
league.
like the only knuckleballer in the majors right now, like true knuckleballer.
Really?
Where there's knucklers. I'm pretty sure he plays for the
I
Orioles.
did not know
was-
he existed.
Who was the
the
Mets
Orioles.
guy? R.A. Dickey?
That was alright, Dickey.
Did you think he was like, what do you think I'm trying to get my spin rate?
Yeah,
up?
that's what they said. Someone said MLB umps just checked a knuckleballer for spin inducing substance, and he literally walked up to him, tossed him his glove, tossed him his hat, sat there, crossed his arms, and they gave it back, and he walked away. And he went out there and threw 20 more knuckleballs next inning.
Who was the guy that dropped his pants when the umps came to check him? Did he play for the A's?
Sergio Romo. It's Sergio
Yeah.
Romo.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
He was like running off.
Max
and,
Scherzer basically did it too. He didn't take his
Yeah.
pants off, but he like unbuckled everything and handed it to him.
There was also a pitcher. I can't remember what team it was. It was one of those Boston, New York teams. And they went out. I think it was his first outing, and he pitched like awesome. He did like 5 innings, no runs. And he was coming out, and they checked him, and the whole stands was like, boo! They were literally giving him a standing O while they were checking him for the substance.
That's funny.
Definitely.
But anyway, this Hector Santiago, who got the first person to get tossed from an MLB game because of substance this year, he says that it was only rosin on a humid day, which I would say that if you're going to implement this, I mean, I'm sure
There's got to be a way you can tell.
the umpires understand the difference between rosin
And spider tag.
and spider tag.
For real.
So I'm not buying it one bit, but we'll see how this plays out as well.
Isn't rosin white? It's like a baby powder looking.
I'm thinking if it's the thing on the back of the pitcher's mound. It's just a white
Yeah,
bag
it's
with
rosin.
baby,
Yeah.
baby powder in it. pretty
Yeah,
much.
and then they're mistaking this
The
for...
only thing I can think, because like
Spider tag. He said it, on
pine
a
tar,
humid day it gets sticky. Is what he
so
said.
pine tar and rosin obviously gets sticky, and I'm sure it does get sticky if your arm's sweaty and sticky. and maybe you can change colors a little bit from the dirt, but at the same time, there's no way it's gonna be like you look at pine tar and rosin, it literally is like dark brown black. You know what I mean?
That sounds like a
there's
cover
no
up
way,
to me.
there's no way they got the rosin that dark just from like dirt on his skin.
Did you see the Cleveland outfielder
Yeah,
break
it was
his leg?
bad. It was really bad.
No,
You did not see this?
no, pulled
Show them
up.
the video.
We're going to pull it up, and I am not going to watch this at all. Let me grab his name real fast.
While you're looking that up, I
His
forget,
name is Josh Naylor, right fielder for Cleveland Indians.
I think that I was in Tampa Bay, and there was a ball that kind of kicked away from the catcher, and there was a dude on third, and he comes running. And Jake, I want to know your opinion on this. The pitcher trucked the runner.
For what?
Like the dude was coming in to slide, and the catcher threw the ball to the pitcher to tag him out.
Yeah.
And the
Here it is,
pitcher
Zach.
trucked him.
There you go. They're going to show it in slow-mo, and it's brutal. This guy snaps his leg.
Oh, goddamn.
Hang on, see what they show.
Oh, it's crooked. So it was his. I think it was his
If
ankle.
you're
that snapped.
into
Yeah.
gore, go ahead and look up Josh Naylor broken leg, and it is absolutely brutal.
I mean,
him and the second baseman collide on a short fly ball, and it doesn't snap on the collision. He flies and does like
Got pinned.
almost a 540. He did a lot of spins in there.
Damn, future
And he
spinning.
comes down, hits the ground, bam! That thing snaps
It
backwards.
reminds me of
that's
the.
fucking
It reminds me of the
gross.
Dak
It is
Prescott
absolutely
injury.
disgusting.
That's what
Yeah,
I
it
thought
does.
when I saw it.
Oh,
Or, who was the UFC fighter we watched a couple
that had to be a
couple weeks
shin,
ago?
right?
Weidman.
That's not technically.
Huh?
What did
It. Dak Prescott technically was like
It was his ankle.
Yeah, that's what his was a dislocated ankle and his fracture of some kind of.
was it?
I saw it today.
Either way, dude, those
It
are
said-
both
It said it was a
gross.
dislocation of his ankle, and then it had some kind of fracture in there and around his ankle bones.
Just gross
Shit's
is that
broke.
people like that stuff. People will see something like that and be like, dude, that's awesome.
Like they get off to it, or just like
I think they just like it. They just like think it's cool. I'm like, how could you possibly look at that and say that's cool?
I just feel bad for the person that's in pain.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
So very interesting stuff. But what else we have for baseball? We have All-Star voting is coming to a close. They have the finalists now. So we get to look at all the Cubs players in the finalist. So we've been giving Griff some shit because we think, or I think, that the All-Star voting is a little biased, being that how many Cubs finalists are there? 5.
Best fans in baseball.
And the one that
Castellanos
really
hit a home
bothered
run.
me is Jock Peterson as an outfielder finalist. Griffin, can you explain this to me?
No. Other than the fans are juicing him up because there's so many Cub fans voting.
So here's my logic behind it: is like it's a fan vote, correct?
It is a fan vote.
Okay, Jock Peterson was from LA. I'm sure that there's still some people who like him from LA. So LA is a big market. Chicago is a big market. A lot of fans probably voting for him. I mean, you named your dog after him, so there's a lot of
just
people
wanna
who like
say-
Jock Peterson.
This guy is an all-star finalist. His average is 235.
How many homers? He's like 12, I think.
His average is 235. His OPS is 737. If you're wondering, the league average OPS is 712.
Yeah.
So he's barely above league
Yeah,
average.
it's a fan.
Man, you're better than average player.
But
We'll
it's
throw
a
you in the
it's a fan
all-star.
vote. It's
If
like
you
the
wanna
president,
look at-
dude. Nobody cares what you can do. They just want to know if you're cool
But
or
Jake,
not.
if you want to look at his numbers,
Just want to know how many Twitter follows you got.
if you
for
take
real.
out his first month numbers, I bet they're all-star numbers because he was hitting like 089 after the first month.
Why do you do
Here we
this?
go. Here we go.
I'm just kidding. But
You know, before Dak broke
You know
his
the first
ankle, he
month counts, right?
yeah.
That totally
he
counts.
definitely
He was on pace to break every record in the world.
He was. It sucked that he got hurt. No, he probably shouldn't be an all-star for sure.
And he has
But,
11 home runs.
11.
Yeah.
So he definitely shouldn't be an all-star.
One stolen
that's
base.
why-
Don't forget the one stolen
That's
base.
why fan voting can definitely skew it a little bit, but it's the same thing with the NBA. I mean, there's some NBA stars
Right.
like LeBron will get in. It was Kobe. Kobe got in the 1 year. Kobe got in 1
RIP.
year, and he literally RIP Kobe. But Kobe got in the 1 year, and he played like
RIP. Say
RIP.
it. Thank you.
Kobe got voted in,
Disrespect.
and he played like 10 games. He tore his Achilles in like game 10, still got voted as a starter in the All-Star game.
Speaking of this year specifically, who's the outfielder for the Twins? Buxton,
Buxton.
who got injured.
It's Buxton, yeah.
He is definitely going to be way up on the voting polls because if you like don't pay close enough attention,
You see his stats.
His OPS is like 1100.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people are going to definitely be like 1100 OPS,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to take away from what he's done, but I mean it's a shorter span, so It's like he's going to get tons of votes for people that aren't paying attention and just vote for the OPS number right there. Interesting. I don't think that I like the fan voting. I hope they don't change it, actually.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Even though it does skew a little bias. I think a lot of the baseball fans that actually care enough to vote actually care enough about baseball to pick good players at the same time.
I mean, I think that if you take out your fan biased, like any sports fan could do that and vote. Like I probably would only vote for Winker. I mean, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'd only vote for Winker and Castellanos, but like you could definitely back that up. But
yeah,
if I was like, hey, Bobby Hart was the best offensive lineman in the NFL last year, like obviously that's skewed.
I would not ever vote for him.
I cast my vote, and the only Cubs I put in there were Contreras and Bryant. I voted for Winker and Castellanos.
Yeah, Bryant has a very solid like starting possibility, right? He's actually really good.
Yeah, but I voted for him
and Contreras is very close to.
I think he's going to lose.
Buster Posey.
Yeah, I think he's going to lose to Posey. Posey's having a better year, but I just voted for Contreras.
Damn,
that was a little
old
bit
man
of a fan
still
one.
kicking.
That's what I said.
He's having a good year.
I did not even pay attention to
He's
him
having a good
and
year.
saw him like I voted for him because I was like, God dang, dude, Buster Posey's out here smacking
For
balls.
first base or for catcher?
For catcher.
Oh.
I wanted to vote for Baez really bad,
not,
but
his numbers would not compete with the first base.
I wanted to vote for Baez so bad, but I just couldn't vote against Tatis. Like you just can't do it. Like it's Tatis. You know what I mean, you see his numbers too.
These numbers are very, very good.
Yeah.
And I bet there's not a person in the entire world that scrolled down and looked at designated hitter and did not click on Shohei Ohtani.
Probably. I just want to say about that too.
Ohtani's got to have the most votes out of all of them.
I saw a picture. It said, "Could this be next year?" It said MLB The Show 22 SHO had Shohei on the cover.
Oh,
MLB The Show. I mean, that is a prime opportunity for San Diego Studios to make that game next year.
From San Diego too.
Yeah,
That'd be way too biased though.
What?
To put it
show. Well, they put a cover athlete every time.
yeah.
It'll be the show.
But you can't just
Ohtani.
change the name for a player.
It would be cool though.
I like
It
the
would be
idea.
cool. I'm just saying, like that'd be way too biased.
I like the idea.
Yeah, I think
Why
it'd be
not?
cool.
Just for the cover. You still call it the show.
Oh,
The
yeah.
cover looks
Just the
different,
cover says
right?
SHO.
Just the cover.
Yeah, I got you.
No, that'd be cool.
But I have a question of the day for MLB. You guys need to pick a face of your franchise. Are you picking Tatis, Shohei, Vladdy, Soto, or Trout?
That's tough.
Well,
Let's say you get him for 5 years, same
5
price.
years, same price.
Every single player you only get for 5
shit.
years.
Well,
Yeah.
definitely not Trout or Tatis because they're expensive.
No,
They're all expensive. You gotta
Same
pay
price.
them. You gotta pay them.
Oh, you got to pay him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Shohei is probably a good. It's like a dual threat, man. He can hit and he can pitch. Like every fifth
Shohei's
day.
awesome.
Like you know, you're getting somebody good.
How many homers Shohei got right now? 25? 26?
I think 25.
He hit
That
one
sounds
today.
right. Yeah. Okay. 26.
now.
26. 26 bombs. I mean, you can't deny the power
But
and the ability of Shohei.
If I was gonna bring a team to a street fight, I would pick Vladdy because he's fucking jacked.
I don't know.
dude.
I think I'd pick Tatis. He's nimble as hell.
I bet Trout's smart. You think he's stronger than Vladdy?
Ooh, you,
Trout's pretty smart.
you want to put him
Not
in like
smart.
a bench press color?
Oh, strong. That's pretty strong.
Stout.
I just think Trout's strong.
Is that the word you were thinking of?
No.
Not smart.
Not smart.
but stout. Right? No.
I don't think Vladdy speaks English, so I don't know if he's smart or dumb or not. But if you look at this list here, Tatis and Shohei, they definitely bring like that dollar revenue advertisement. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to bring your team to the market for sure. But you know I'm staying with Trout. That's my boy, dude. Trout's the best. He's so consistent. You don't know when these other players are about to fall off the mat, but you know Trout going to be there.
Trout definitely has that West Coast bias, man. Like you don't ever hear shit about him, but apparently he's the best player in the MLB.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. But
I think if it's like that where you get for 5 years same price no matter what, I'd probably take Trout. But if you're like saying which player would you want for like the rest of his career,
I mean, if you were
I
like,
think at that point you got to pick one of the younger guys. You know,
if you want like a face of the franchise, that's the term that I was like, maybe we'll like turn you away from Trout.
Yeah.
Right. The face of the
but
franchise.
you said only
Because
5
Tatis
years.
is the face of the MLB right now.
I say you only said 5 years. If you're saying like for like you're going to sign this dude and he's going to be on your team for like a 10-year deal or something like that, I'm probably definitely sure taking one of the younger guys.
Yeah.
I love Soto, but I can't do it because he's kind of been out of the light this year. I feel like he's fallen behind in that face the franchise type thing, even though he probably is going to end up being an insane good player his whole career.
you forgot a pretty decent player on that list.
Mookie
Acuna?
Betts.
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper?
Yeah, dude.
No, we're not picking Bryce Harper.
You
I love Bryce Harper.
You didn't put
but
Acuna
no.
in here too.
Acuna.
I mean, you could have put a bunch of people. I mean, you could have fucking put
Acuna
Jesse
probably would've.
Winker and somebody would be like, oh, yeah. He's my favorite player.
Chris Bryant.
No.
Maybe.
I think the
He's been
Cubs
good. Good
train
career.
has left the station, Griffin.
Bold take right there.
That's a bold take.
They're in first place, but they're not that hot.
They're
right?
not in first place. They're 3 games back.
Milwaukee in first?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Cubs
How?
lost one
ask me.
and 3 against the Dodgers.
I'm telling you because the
Is there a pitcher?
They're going to fall off, dude.
The
They don't have the
conductor-
sticky stuff anymore.
Milwaukee can't hit.
the
don't have the
conductor
sticky
said,
stuff.
give
They're
me your
gonna fall
tickets, boys. We're leaving.
I guarantee the record is
Train's
worse
full.
moving out since this rule's been enforced.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. But we'll be left to see anything else for MLB.
Nah.
Move out to me and Zach's favorite segment, NBA.
Hell yeah.
National Basketball Association. Is that right?
Suns in 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suns in 5.
Suns in 5.
Suns in 5.
Yeah, Suns and 4 did not stand well.
Do they play basketball? Is that what they do in the NBA?
Yeah, I think so.
National Baller Association?
So Zach, do stats matter?
The Nets
we got
basketball
stat.
team ass.
Do,
NBA.
do stats matter, Zach? The lowest amount of points scored in a victory this season by the Suns in Game 4.
Dude, that's quality
No.
right there.
No, stats don't matter in that.
That's not matter. I think they scored 83. I think it was 83 or 87. I can't remember.
That's a good game.
Because
Good
you have
game.
all the other stats that back up, like, wow, look how many points they can score. And then the fans can also beat the other fans' ass. Because Suns in 4.
Win's a win, though, right?
A win's a win.
Win's a win.
Win's a
I
win.
think the stats matter.
I like a good defensive game
I
in
think
basketball.
I think that's the ultimate stat that does matter, Zach. You score more points than the other team, you win the game.
Yeah, but that's just breaking it down like too minute. Like that's one game.
If I could have
Look at the other 82 games that they
if
played.
I could have one stat for my team for the rest of my career, rest of my fan career,
Yeah.
it would be that my team scores more points than the other team every single time.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
As
That's,
a
like,
as a whole,
ultimately,
yeah, but
that's the only stat that matters.
you got to watch how you like phrase that question though, because you asked me just in one game. Now, if you ask me for the whole year, yeah, they matter. But for that one game, no, they don't. Because if you compare them to the other 81 games or however many they play,
So that stat doesn't matter because they scored not a lot of points, but they still won.
no, because it's not accurate with the data. Like it doesn't flow with the data. Like if
think
their
it matters.
average is they score 102.3 points a game, then like that stat doesn't matter because they didn't score their average points.
I think it does matter because it happened.
Okay.
I don't know what we're saying. Anyway, yeah, the Suns are a wagon. The Suns are a wagon.
Why you keep saying that?
Because that's the
Because
thing. The
Suns
Suns
in
are a
5.
wagon, rally in the valley, baby. Drinking brewskis with the boys. They're
I've seen
3-1
people
now.
blow
3-1.
3-1 leads before.
Oh, they have
Oh.
yeah, but LeBron's not there, so LeBron's not playing the
You
other
think
team.
just because LeBron's not on the team?
LeBron wins 3-1s.
He definitely
Okay.
does not.
I get what you're saying. There's no one to go
He
zero.
had the most famous one ever, Zach.
There's no one to go 0 dark 30 on them.
0 dark 30,
With
23.
the Draymond Green block?
Don't forget the 23. His number's 23.
0 dark.
But
30,
0 dark
20.
30 is the movie, but his number's 23. So you added
Great
23 in the end. So he's 0 dark 30, 23.
Are you,
Oh, okay.
are you talking about the Warrior series where he blocks Draymond Green on the glass?
He blocked Iguodala, but yeah.
Or Iguodala? Is that the 3-1 you're talking about?
Yeah.
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 See, I watch the National Baller Association every now and then.
I'm taking Iguodala. You guys ever seen that video? Mm-mm. It's your boy Max Kellerman. They literally
He's not my boy.
they ask him. They said if you have one player to take the last shot in the game, right? You have to make this shot or else like the world ends, right? Who you picking? And Stephen A's like Steph Curry. Steph Curry. That's blasphemous. Steph Curry. You know, like Steph Curry, right? And Max Kellerman goes, "You give me one player to take one shot. Martian's got the death ray pointed at the world. We miss, we die. I'm taking Iguodala." And everyone just like Stephen A. Smith about fell out of his chair. And it was like it's just the most meme thing on the internet. That and the he was on crack video that Max Kellerman has said.
I'll tell you
He was
who
on
I'm
crack?
picking.
Iguodala was like the 6th man of the year.
Yeah, but he has Steph Curry on the same team. 3-pointer to try and win the game. He's like, I'm taking Iguodala.
I'll tell you who I'm taking.
What's that?
And you probably know this guy. And that's if you go to the local Burlington YMCA.
Oh, the dude behind the head.
There was an autistic kid there that used to show up every single day after school.
His name was
Drano.
Zach.
Was his name Zach? Every
Half-court
single
shots, dude.
day after school, and he would just launch up half-court shots for, I don't know,
Hours.
Drano.
I would be there for an hour and a half. He would be there like when I got there. When I left, he was there launching up half quarters, and this dude could drain half quarters
Drano.
at like probably a 65% clip.
Dude, and it was like he would hold the ball behind his head.
You just
and
launch
just
it.
fucking just like
For
flicking
a
up the
visual-
wrist behind his head.
A visual for anyone. If anyone has seen the old highlight from the 80s of Manute Bol shooting 3-pointers and just draining them, that's what it looks like. You ever seen that video? Manute Bol was the tallest player in NBA history at like 7'8" or something like that, or 7'7". And there was one game where he just decided to shoot a bunch of 3-pointers. He like never shot threes, and he literally didn't jump, grabbed the ball, 3-point line like 2 or 3 steps behind, just held it behind his head, did that, and went like 4 for 5 in the fourth quarter. And they're like,
awesome.
the announcers are just mind blowing. They're like, "How is Manute Bol doing this?" They just give him the
No
ball.
one's covering him.
No one cover him. He just sit there and just real slowly just go like that, and then just flick like that and drain it. I'm telling you, look it up. It's freaking hilarious. Type in Manute Bol.
If you think I can spell Manute Bol,
I can spell it for you.
Speaking of tall basketball players, have you ever seen
MANUTBOL? Yeah.
Have you ever seen Taco Fall made like a day in my life video?
No.
So I don't
So
know.
freaking tall.
I don't know who was recording them, but
It's top on there.
they were showing him in the shower, and like the shower head was like mid chest, dude.
Here it is. Look at this.
I was like, yeah.
they're just leaving him open.
Yeah,
It's
look.
just-
Right, Zach? That's the dude, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
I mean,
literally the
look-
dude. He made 6 of them. 6 of them that game.
How tall is this guy?
He's like 7'8".
Holy moly!
I think he attempted like 1 3 in his career. It's like a full court shot before a buzzer. And they're just sitting. I don't know what the backstory is, if they were up a lot or down a lot, but he's just like throwing them.
Oh, he missed that one big time.
That one big time. He made 6 of them though. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Is he playing with Steve Nash, or is this
no,
before
this
his
is
time?
before Steve. This is like in like this is like Charles Barkley time.
Oh, okay.
I mean, even if
but
someone
he
guarded
played-
him, if he,
he
could
played for the
actually shoot
Sixers at
that
this
well
point.
at
This-
6
Oh,
or
yeah.
7 foot,
Yeah,
This
like,
is
you're not
before-
blocking that.
not good blocking.
This is before Allen Iverson was even on the Sixers.
What the hell?
That's nuts.
Well, he missed one, clanked it.
Somebody told me that Magic
look at that
Johnson
move.
was like 6'10".
Yeah,
Is he
Magic
that tall?
Johnson's like a 6'10" point guard, 6'9", 6'10".
I mean, I guess when you look at him now, he's kind of doesn't look like he did when he played back in the day.
Dude, so you want to hear something funny? So people always make fun of Magic Johnson for his tweets because he's like super late to the tweet game.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
No,
but go ahead.
So basically, what will happen is, and I heard this on one of the Barstool podcasts I listened to, but they basically say that like a game will happen, and like 2 days later, Magic Johnson will tweet out about the game, like 2 days after the fact. And so they figured out why. So apparently, some guy that interviewed Magic Johnson asked him about it, and he said, "Oh yeah," he's like, "I don't tweet. I text my tweets to my social media guy." So he'll take a day or two to gather his thoughts in the game, send a text message out, and the social media guy will copy the text and post it in the tweet. Like 2 days later. Like that's the ultimate boomer Twitter I've ever heard of.
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
Like straight up, he's like, huh, that was a really great game by Devin Booker last night. He broke his nose. I need to sit here and think about what I want to say. Take a day and a half later, he's like, okay, I composed my text message, send it to my social media guy who then copy, paste, tweet it out.
I respect it.
That kind of makes sense because he's like part owner in the LA Lakers,
No,
or he's like the president of
he
operations.
was, not
or some
anymore.
shit?
He doesn't do it anymore.
Okay,
But he
well,
was.
anyways,
I will say
He's in
I've
the Dodgers though. He's
I've
like
shot
part owner of the
some-
Dodgers now.
Some messages off in a group me or a text message that
And you're
does
probably
not
like-
make any sense at all.
Right, yeah.
It's like, well, maybe if I sat there and gathered my thoughts,
I mean,
I wouldn't have looked like an asshole.
That's
Right.
true. I mean, that's very true.
you know,
I
you
just
can be a
thought that's
real
funny.
asshole sometimes, Jake.
Another
Zach always looks like an asshole.
Yeah. Another one of the all-time moments. I said this on the Barstool podcast too, and I completely forgot about this. They were talking about Magic Johnson. And do you guys know who Donald Sterling is? No. All-time asshole, basically. He was the old Clippers owner, and he was basically like a racist piece of shit. And they ended up just forcing him out of the league and stuff like that, and he sold the team. But they were talking about Magic Johnson, and literally the guy goes, "What's Magic Johnson done?" Or something like that. What's he done in his career? And the guy's like, "Well, he's a multiple-time All-Star, Hall of Famer. He's a businessman." He goes, "He has AIDS." That's literally what he said on a live interview. Yeah, literally on a live interview with like CBS or something
Wow.
like that. And this was like in the middle of this dude's freaking spiral. Like he was spiraling, like just went in the limelight. Like the Clippers like walked out, and like no, that's when they ended up selling the team to Steve Ballmer, who's the bald dude who wears the freakishly like big Bane mask on the sidelines for the Clippers. I don't know if you guys seen that dude.
No.
No,
Yeah.
I don't watch the basketball.
Oh, that's funny. He's their owner. He's a Microsoft dude. Him and Bill Gates, like the Microsoft guys.
You know who needs to learn how to get a haircut? Who's a billionaire? The Raiders owner.
Oh,
Do you know? Have you ever seen his haircut?
yeah,
I have
it's
no-
Mark Davis.
Google,
It's Al
Google
Davis' son.
Mark Davis.
Everyone says he jokes and says he loves Gruden so much he wants to be John Gruden, so he like keeps his hair like that because John Gruden's kind of got hair like that.
Like a psychopath.
they joke about
spells Mark Marc.
He was a white guy, right?
There he is.
Oh my gosh.
So type in Mark Davis and type in John Gruden next to it. Like type in John Gruden. Type in John Gruden next to his name. Mark Davis, John Gruden. And like people say that Mark Davis like looks like that because he's like John Gruden's kind of cool. He wants to be John Gruden. That's a Photoshop.
That's an old. That's an
That's
old.
a Photoshop. But people say that Mark Davis looks in the mirror like I kind of look like John Gruden. It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like that.
Here's a
I like that
guy-
about myself.
How did Mark Cuban?
Tell you what, man.
Mark. What's his name? Who's the guy we're talking
Mark
about?
Davis.
Yeah. How did he get his money?
His dad was the owner of the Raiders, and his dad died. Now he's the owner of the Raiders.
Okay. Well, how did his dad get his money?
I don't know. He's
Or
probably rich.
railroads.
Probably.
Right? Everyone
Railroads.
before our time got rich off railroads.
Invest in the railroads.
It was everyone. All the money.
I'm gonna start a podcast.
If you look back, 150, 200 years, and that someone talks about a rich person, it's 90% of the time railroads.
Yeah.
Like, man, railroads.
Railroads,
A lot of
oil,
fucking money in
and
railroads.
cars. I guess.
And oil. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he got his money. Everyone's
railroads.
I wish somebody
Al
would have
Davis
told
is-
my parents in 1980 to invest in Microsoft.
That'd be sweet. If
That'd
you
be
could go back
dope.
in time, just put
Yeah.
some money away.
Yeah.
Say, this social security number doesn't exist yet, but it will.
But it will.
And
Al
you're going to
Davis-
put this money in there for it.
Al Davis is famous for making terrible draft picks. Be like seeing a guy like that guy's got talent, we're taking him. Like that. That's why they always say the Raiders just take the fastest dude available.
Yeah.
Because Al Davis be like that guy's a playmaker. We're getting him.
You know what I like
He's a
about
third round grade. We're getting him. First round, 7th pick. I'm pretty sure he took a punter in like the 4th round of the draft. Took like a kicker in like the 2nd round of the draft or something before. He's like that guy's got talent. We're taking him.
yeah.
That's what he was famous for. He took Bo Jackson though.
You know what I like about today's NFL is that they're
They're voting for fun.
fun.
They're voting for fun.
And you know what I like about the NFL?
What do you like about
White helmets.
it? I do too.
I know. I'm
So
so pumped.
NFL has passed the use of alternative helmets for their jerseys for 2022, and it's gonna be sick.
So
We're so excited, but we
can we
know
talk
they're
about-
just gonna be like meh.
First, can we
It's
talk
NFL.
about how dumb of a rule that was? Like, you know the reasoning behind it?
Why?
It was concussion stuff, right? So they were saying, oh, if everyone has one helmet, they'll have one helmet they're used to for the whole year, and that they're gonna have less concussions because they'll just use this one helmet. They want us to break other helmets in and do all this other stuff. I'm like,
If
dude,
the study panned out, I would agree.
dude they
not?
literally could be like,
Stats
here's
matter
the
on that.
same exact helmet, just in 2 different colors.
But one's not broken
But
in.
they
apparently.
all have a standard. Like, how do you break a helmet in?
I've never heard of breaking a
A
helmet.
chin strap? That's about it.
I would assume a brand new
The,
helmet
the
would be more
NFL,
effective.
the NFL
than
was
a-
like,
Yeah,
oh,
for real.
broken. Like if you went to the league and they
Yeah.
gave you this old crusty ass nice and broken
Shut-
for you, you'd be like, no, give me that new one over there.
but yeah,
It still has
did
like
you-
the bar like across your
Did you
nose.
see the picture that Bleacher Report posted then about like the helmet rule and everything like that? Basically saying like here are some of the jerseys that we haven't seen in a while, but now we might be able to see them again. Just basically a bunch of throwback NFL jerseys with all these different color helmets that I'm
So,
pumped about.
knowing the Bengals, we all want the white helmets with the black stripes, right?
I want, all white,
All white,
head to toe, white
But-
helmet, white jersey,
but with like the black.
black stripes on
Yeah.
the helmet, black stripes on the jersey, black stripes on the.
So, knowing the Bengals, they're not going to be like, nah, we don't like them.
No, we're gonna go
So,
black.
You
orange
tell me I got to
stripes.
buy 52 more helmets?
There's definitely less of a chance of it happening, only for the fact that like it's never been done before. But there's also a chance like
What
with
hasn't?
new, like their helmets specifically making those helmets. Like,
53.
so all these
You're
ones,
saying they're more likely to make an
Disclaimer.
alternate helmet. They're not, an old helmet.
yeah, they're
And
more
bring it
likely
back.
to bring back a
Throwback.
throwback with a different, like the one
Yeah.
that says Bengals on the side, which isn't as cool as the white helmet.
Definitely not as
But
cool as the white.
what I'm saying, the one that Bleacher Report posted, these would be like modern players and like older jerseys that we haven't seen in a while, right? So like the Cam Newton, the Patriots ones look nice, right? I think those are
They've
cool.
used that helmet before.
Yeah, but
the
not,
Oilers look good.
but they haven't used this since like Tom Brady was like 2012, 13ish.
Okay.
like it's been forever since.
That was our logo in Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that they've had this helmet rule since like 2013.
The football player in the
So,
3-point stance.
So like there's Tom Brady in the old
Bills.
Bucks, the Bills one. Got the best one on their list, honestly. Those Thanksgiving Day jerseys.
What's changed?
Fucking crispy. Huh?
Yeah, they wear that all the time.
No, they haven't worn this since 2013. This literally has not been
They
worn.
wore it last year, probably.
No, they did
It
not.
doesn't look that much different.
You can't wear it. It's a different helmet.
Yeah, right.
They haven't worn this jersey since like Tony Romo was quarterback.
That looks
It
like
is
that
different.
helmet.
But we're just.
It
It
is.
looks nothing new.
What do you mean? This is not the same jersey.
I would never see that and be like, wow.
I would never be like,
The
oh
Cowboys.
my God.
I wouldn't even notice it.
look
if I
at
turned
that.
the TV on.
You want to talk about a bad one? There's nothing different. Just the helmet's different.
Oh, that's bad.
I know.
The
I agree.
Steelers.
I mean, they
Steelers
look like
one's
shit.
terrible.
I mean, you just pull
anyway.
up those colors.
These are sweet.
Ugh.
You guys are idiots. Like they literally haven't worn this in like probably like almost 10
And
years.
It's,
I
not
mean,
even long
yeah,
enough.
but it's not
His
like a
belly's not even
change,
covered.
though.
Well, that's just because it's Zeke and he's weird. I mean, I'm talking about the strip jerseys. The Thanksgiving jerseys are awesome. The white helmets of silver. The
Falcons
red
are
Falcons ones are sweet.
No.
Top
What do
3
you
receiver
mean?
in the league.
That's cool.
You like that?
Oh yeah, the red
Calvin
helmets are
Ridley?
I
cool.
do not like that.
Bad.
No,
Looks the
I like
same.
it. Yeah,
It's the same exact
looks
jersey.
very
It's just
similar.
got the old school Bill logo.
Right.
You
All right.
You want to talk about the same? This is literally the same jersey. They
Yeah.
just changed one thing on the helmet.
And so was the Cowboys one.
This is a completely different jersey and a completely different helmet. What do you mean?
Show me the normal one.
If they walked out, I would be like,
Type in Dallas Cowboys jerseys.
if,
You got it.
if the Cowboys walked out in that jersey, I would be like, wow, cool. Normal ass game. You wouldn't be fooling me.
Dude,
Anyways,
they
hopefully
literally have
some
not worn these in
teams
forever.
will surprise us and come out with some baller stuff. Some stuff that we like, that everyone watches NCAA football is like, look how awesome this looks. Why doesn't NFL ever do it?
Because they have rules.
They probably won't, yeah.
They're no fun.
Too many rules.
The Cowboys literally have seafoam pants. They're ugly as hell.
Like UC football is not even like the hugest market school ever. And they have, God knows, 6 different helmets, you
Remember
know?
when Oregon was popping off there for a few years and everybody was like, I want to go to Oregon because they got cool jerseys.
They do.
They do. But now Oregon kind of sucks.
Yeah. Eh.
I mean,
Kinda.
they were not as dominant as when
They're like upper tier, but
Mariotto.
they're just not like SEC dominant.
What's his name? Who's the commissioner? Dude, today's episode.
These are not the same. I think you're thinking of these jerseys. They're Color Rush ones, where it's reversed and they have a silver helmet. These are blue, silver, and silver helmet. Blue, white, all white.
Griff's
These are
still trying to
seafoam
convince us
pants.
that these are
look,
cool.
look how ugly these pants are. The Cowboys' pants are a meme. People make fun of them and say, why is this their pant color? They literally, it's not even a color form. It's seafoam. How ugly is that? That's the name of it. You know the cruddy shit that foams up on a beach? You see all that foam? That's what that's named after. Seafoam. How gross is that?
Seafoam is disgusting.
Yeah, I know. That's what they named those pants
we
after.
always call it whale semen.
I know, basically. Those are not the same.
There's
You guys
people
are
out there that
psychopaths.
actually believe that that's whale semen.
You guys are psychopaths if you don't think
Probably
that's cool.
is.
It's definitely not.
Just a bunch of piss that just rolls up on the bank. All right, let's get into some early fantasy predictions.
Early fantasy predictions.
All right, who we got going number 1 overall pick?
Number 1, Christian McCaffrey.
Hang on.
say
I have
no.
my list.
No.
No.
I think he definitely could still go number 1. I'd say probably a mix in the leagues between McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, and Derrick Henry. I think it's going to be one of those 3 in almost every single league.
Derrick Henry.
I was going to go out on a limb and say Derrick Henry, dude.
Derrick Henry.
I mean,
I do like that pick.
He's popping off.
I do.
But the only scary part about Derrick Henry is he starts so slow. He's definitely like, as
Well,
the
you know
game
why.
goes
He
on,
gets stronger
he gets
as the game
stronger.
goes on, dude. I've told you that 1,000 times.
So,
No, but if you like ever look at his stats, like I'm pretty sure like the first 4 or 5 games he gets like 80 to 90 yards, and then
Yeah.
like the second half of the season he's like,
Yeah.
we'll just rush for 300 yards a day.
I think that, I think it's going to be some iteration of one of those 3. I think the only leagues that don't take those 3 top in the number 1 pick, one of those 3 top number 1 pick, is out of the leagues of old boomers that don't know how to do fantasy football, so they just take the best quarterback available, like Tom Brady, number 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's like the people that are just die hard, like, I'm getting all Bengals. We're taking Joe Burrow number 1. We're taking Mixon. You know what I mean? The guy that just like is just in the league because he doesn't know much about football and he just wants to be in to take all his favorite players.
Yeah.
Those are the only leagues that won't have one of those 3 top 3. Any
Doesn't,
type of competitive leagues and have one of those 3 top 3.
So
Or
I've
top
never-
1, number
Did you
1.
say
I mean.
Dalvin Cook? No.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. McCaffrey, Cook, and
So I've never had McCaffrey in my fantasy league, so I never really paid attention.
There's definitely
But
going to be some
doesn't
people
he,
out there to get Barkley. Right?
I was talking.
Yeah, but you were moving on.
afraid to draft
I was trying
Barkley.
to stay on.
No, I was
Barkley's been hurt 2
asking
straight
a
years.
question about
Go on.
what's his name? Christian McCaffrey. Doesn't he get a lot of receiving yards?
Yeah, he's really good for PPR.
Yeah, so like as a running back, you would want Derrick Henry, right?
Well,
or
it depends.
Dalvin Cook.
I mean, if you're in a PPR league, like McCaffrey was the number 1 fantasy player like 2 years in a row before last year. The reason people liked him if you're in a PPR league, though, is because he'll rush for like 80 yards and catch for 80 yards and also get like 7
Right.
catches.
Gotcha.
It's an extra 7 points on top of his yards and touchdowns he scores. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So that's the reason I like him. Derrick Henry doesn't get catches, so he's a straight up runner. He might catch 1 ball a game or something like that. So he's going to be out there. And Saquon Barkley, like seriously, dude sucks all the time in the world and just can't stay healthy. Doesn't suck. I shouldn't say it that way. He doesn't suck. It sucks for him that he keeps getting hurt. Because again, he's one of those guys with all that freakish talent. And we've seen him play healthy. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, I think, already. But I hope he can stay healthy. At the same time, I hope he doesn't torch the Cowboys because he's a giant. But like, I don't think I'm going to draft him. Like, I think literally, if people have him like on this list, I think I'd rather take other guys than him just because he's going to play 4 games.
See,
and get hurt.
he might make you pay.
He might make me pay. He really might. But it's just like one of those things. Like 2 straight years, he just gets hurt, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. I don't want to draft him now. Sleepers on this list, they have Jonathan Taylor as RB5, which I think is a little shocking. But at the same time, he was also kind of a tank. Another type of guy that gets stronger as the game goes on.
Yeah.
But he's also a freak athlete. He's like insanely fast too, but he's just not as big as like Derrick Henry. But he's still like a big back, if that makes sense.
You know who I like as a sleeper? They have him way down the list. But DeAndre Swift for Detroit, I picked him up like late last year, and he was great, man.
Yeah.
He's out there wheeling and dealing, dude. He's awesome.
Wasn't he their rookie?
He didn't get all the
he's a
touches
rookie.
at the beginning of the season.
He's a rookie. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna be the RB1 this year. So
Something happened. He went RB1, and he was pretty dang good as RB1.
Yeah,
so, I mean, if you see him down like 3rd round, like get that guy. Get that guy.
I don't,
You guys
I don't think
think
he'll
that,
fall that far. I think RB1s are gonna go premium in general, just because like he's gonna get the most touches. You know what I mean? He might not be a better running back than some other guys in RB2.
The 3rd round? That's not crazy. DeAndre Swift, the 3rd round.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's where you take Patrick Mahomes if he's there.
I think it just depends on the league goes. So
3rd
like,
round pick.
there's
Third round
some
Patrick.
leagues like I feel like running backs are always the thing that just goes like they're like depleted so quick after the first like 2 rounds.
Depends what league
Yeah.
you're in.
I think it depends. Another one on here though, Antonio Gibson, the Washington running back, had a real good year last year. Antonio
Yeah.
Gibson, I feel like could be a sleeper.
They're like
Especially, I feel like they're gonna run a lot.
they pictured me as a physical team, a team that's going to run down your throat.
Yeah.
Dude,
Plus, they don't really have a standout quarterback.
grind.
So
if I was the
Grind,
Cowboys,
grit and
dude, I'd be scared of Washington. Like
I've already said that.
they're
I am.
building a team, like
Yeah,
more
they
than just their
literally-
defense.
They
Like,
literally just need a quarterback. If they get like a really good quarterback, or
they
if
just need the most
Fitzpatrick goes-
important position on the field.
or if,
gonna go off.
Fitzpatrick has like a really good year, because I think will happen. I think Fitzpatrick's first 3 games will be insane. Then he'll just be average the rest of it. That's what he does every year.
he
like,
has to
goes
play
off.
the Cowboys defense twice. He has to play
No, I agree
the
that.
Giants defense twice. He has to play the
Giants
Eagles
de-
defense
Giants
twice.
defense is like getting sneakily better. They're not good. The Eagles defense
Yeah.
is shitty.
Exactly. So that's like could be 6 guaranteed dubs.
I mean, you say that too, but there's no guaranteed dubs in the NFL. Like, we've seen teams beat other teams that shouldn't
Any
have won
given
games.
Sunday.
You're right. Any given Sunday. What I'm just saying is that like over his career, he'll like throw these insane games where he has like 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then he'll have a game with like 4 picks and like 2 touchdowns and like 200 yards too, like back to back. That's the only thing I'm worried about Fitzpatrick. But their team is actually really good. Like offense, defense, really good team. Definitely scary. Definitely the most complete team in that division.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything? Because I want to ask you guys a question.
We had no.
Okay. Well, before we go to the next one, Saquon Barkley and Zeke still top 10 fantasy picks?
I was thinking that one of us or all of us were going to be thinking about them for the next question, which
We
was
got the next question.
who's going to be the fantasy bust of the year.
Fantasy
So,
bust.
Fantasy bust. You got to be thinking 1st round pick, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Do you really?
I mean, so
I guess you have bust in the
every-
2nd round,
every
but you're
year-
not saying like a
No, I
6th
agree.
round. Oh, that guy
So,
was a bust in the 6th round. Like,
Every year,
Damn.
it sucks to
Not even
think about it this
one.
way. So, I say we just pick a guy that plays the whole season and plays bad, because it's easy to say like last year McCaffrey was a fantasy bust. He went number 1 in like 90% of leagues. I took him number 1 in one of my leagues, and he played like 6 games because he
Right.
was hurt. I don't think that's fair
And
to say.
Saquon.
I mean, technically that is a bust, and same with Saquon. I say we got to pick a dude who we think just going to have a bad year and he's going to go like real high or something like that, and just who you think could bust. And I have one that could be controversial, and I hope it's not because I like him a lot. But if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, I could see Aaron Jones' numbers going down because they just pack the line then. If they just have Jordan Love starting and then they can't throw the ball, and they're like, all right, well, let's just defend the run because Aaron Jones is insane, but he can't run if we have 7 people in the box every single play.
Right.
And then Aaron Jones would go high just because Aaron Rodgers doesn't play. Aaron Jones doesn't have a good year. Not saying he'll be terrible. I think he's talented enough to have a good season, but I think Aaron Rodgers plays, his numbers go way up. You know what I mean? Running back. So I think that could be one. I don't know. Other than that, it's always tough because I like all these players. I don't want to like say someone and then I'll end up drafting them and then it'll be in a bust and I'll be like, oh, I'm such an idiot. You know what I mean?
I have a I don't know if you'd be a 1st round pick or not, but I think that Clyde Edwards
I think he'll be a first round pick.
I think that
no, he won't be a first round pick.
if
Sorry.
he's a first round pick, I think he could be a bust.
I keep thinking first round is 32 teams.
Oh,
not like 12.
not 10,
My bad. He
10
won't be a
12.
first round pick. I don't think.
I don't know. I mean, I think that it's kind of like the MLB thing where like people don't have enough statistics behind like what type of plays that they want to run with this guy and stuff as a rookie. I can definitely, I don't know, unless Andy Reid just like completely guts that offense and changes it, which I don't see him doing. Like, I don't know. I think that running backs, I don't know if you guys would agree with this, is probably one of the easiest positions to shut down. Would you say that?
To shut down?
Yeah, like your defense could make a game plan of like, we're gonna stop.
I think it depends on the team you play.
There's definitely balance, right? I mean, if they know you're running, they can probably shut you down. But then you can throw it over your heads.
But then there's also been teams too that just have an insane offensive line. Think about the 2016 Cowboys when Dak was a rookie, right? He had a good season, but he wasn't
hard to shut down.
Yeah, Zeke almost ran for 2,000 yards, and they literally ran the ball like 60% of the time. They just said, we're going to hand it off, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right. The Ravens have been doing it.
Ravens been doing it, yeah. I mean, you're right. So I think it just depends on, 1, how good the player is, 2, how good the line is, and 3, how good the play calling is, right? So I think it really just depends. But then you have also some insane defenses that would just shut teams down in general. Like look at the Washington last year, right? They had an insane defense.
I think for me personally, it would be hard for me to draft Zeke like top 5. I don't know. Maybe if he was there, if I had like the 10th pick.
Last year specifically with all the fumbles, and I just felt like it was a down year, but he still got like tons of touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, he's still a good player. I just don't know like what's going on.
Like they still use him heavily.
Yeah.
But I felt like his production was down.
Yeah, his production was down. They also dipped. I mean, you guys are going to hate to say it, but it dipped after Dak got hurt. It really did. I mean, because he had the
could
fumbles.
Dalton not hand a fucking ball off either?
Well, no, it's just they were playing run defense. When you're not when the quarterback you don't fear the quarterback on the other side. You're going to play run defense. That's the same thing I said with Aaron Jones. But I don't know. If Zeke's definitely there in like middle of the first round, I think there would be people that will still take him top 4. They'll just be like, oh, it's Zeke. You know what I mean?
So my bust
I don't know if I'd take him that high.
I don't want to see this happen, and I don't know if I think it'll happen, but I can see people picking him way too early, and that's Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it.
I can see people definitely swooping him in 3rd round, like way up there before Mahomes. Just, I'm getting the next thing, Josh Allen, and just him not performing at the level he was last year.
I told you guys in our group message, like, I do think he's good, but I don't know, like top 5 this early, like after one good year.
I mean, if
he has a good team. Definitely has a good team.
Definitely he does, but like give
it
the dude.
It's just early, right?
Right, it's like way too early.
He's not proven like some of the other players.
I can agree with that.
And I could see it being a bust, specifically if you pick him like insanely early.
I could also see him.
But I mean, if he falls down, he's a solid pick.
I could also see these guys though that just have like just really good fantasy quarterbacks like Josh Allen, like Dak Prescott. That everyone's like, I don't know. And then they go out and just like ball out as like top 2 QBs in fantasy football. Yeah, because they get a ton of yards. Which Dak's not really. I don't know. Dak was the number 1 fantasy quarterback, and he was like number 3 the year before. So he's kind of a safer bet, especially because how shitty their defense is. He should be throwing the ball a lot. But like, it's like the injury thing with him. I think if Dak's there, I'm taking him. Like not like super early, but like I'll take him before the quarterbacks. Be like, I want to just get a guy that's gonna get a lot of yards because he can get a lot of points that way.
Dak Prescott as a fantasy quarterback.
I was just thinking about bust because
I got
2
years
busted
ago. Number 1 last year before I got hurt.
3rd round Lamar Jackson last year.
Yeah,
I got busted big time.
I took him 3rd round.
Did you?
Dude, I'm telling you, the Ravens are pulling him back into the pocket, man. I don't think he's going to get the rushing yards.
I think you're right as well. But we will come to find out if we are right or wrong here at Gridiron Garage.
Real quick, according to this, Dak Prescott's QB4 on this Fantasy Pros website, whatever Fantasy Pros are.
That's what I had.
This isn't a first-round bust pick, but I think that OBJ is going to be a bust this year again. I don't think that he fits in with Cleveland.
I can definitely see it. I mean, I still think he's talented enough to have an insane season. But if he's healthy and everything,
talent-wise, but like the team that surrounded him and like the vibe, I don't know.
They have a really good team.
I don't think he fucks with Cleveland.
I don't know. We'll see.
I just don't think he wants to publicly say it because I don't think that he wants to be like the whole Giants thing. Like, I want to get out of New York.
I want to see how the first like 5 games go. If he's just like getting like 5 targets a game barely and like not really doing much, I can see that. But I think he's good enough, and I don't know. I don't think he hates Cleveland. I think he's just had some injury issues and stuff, but we'll see. I think he's still young enough where he can recover from that. He might come out and just not play good.
This isn't Cleveland.
He also threw a sick touchdown pass against the Cowboys last year, and that was insane. Do you guys remember that highlight? They end around, juked out a sack, and then just chucked it downfield. It was insane. Anyway.
All right, Jake, what do you got here?
I went and found this ESPN's early season power rankings. I was wondering if you guys would disagree or agree with. I'll go ahead and go with the first 7 right here. Chiefs, Bucks, Bills, Rams, Packers, Ravens, Browns. Notice that I did the first 7 just to piss Zach off.
Piss me off.
In the last 7 at 26, Broncos, Eagles, Jets, Bengals, Jags, Lions, Texans, dude. They still got the Bengals at 29 out of 32 teams, Zach. What do we have to do?
All right, well, I'm just going to say this to piss Griff off. On paper, the Bengals offense, they have so many good players.
I would agree their offense
Got some
is on
weapons.
paper.
But I looked at this earlier, and the only reason that they put the Bengals at 29 is because Zach Taylor is like a fucking anchor in the middle of the sea, man. You have the Bengals cruising on that cruise ship, and then you're like, oh, Zach Taylor, throw the anchor down. We're just going to stay right here. They just know. The team ain't going to fucking go nowhere. So that's why they got the Bengals at 29. Lions, kind of surprised with. I know
the Lions are a little better than 31 out of 32?
No, but I would think that with Goff coming in, they might put him up a little higher. But, I mean,
also
I'm
lost
not
their best
really
receiver.
I'm not really sold on Goff. Like, I didn't really think that he was the dude who led him to the Super Bowl.
He'll air it out, though.
But I do think that he's a decent
Can
quarterback.
we talk about something that's definitely going to bite me in the ass? Because now I'm getting hyped. Cowboys are number 1 in their division on this power ranking. And that's definitely going to bite me in the ass. I'm
Right, but
surprised.
they're also like, what, 16?
Yeah, I know.
They're also halfway on this list.
Also, I don't know if you guys agree, but
Yeah, and
I
nobody,
think the Bucks.
none of their division is above them either.
I think that's what you just said. They're number 1 in their division. I think the Bucks should be number 1. I mean, they're the defending champs. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they should be probably number 1. The Chiefs are obviously probably insane, but
I looked at 2 lists, but I thought ESPN was a more credible source, so I pulled
People hate
ESPN's
on
list.
Tom Brady like year after year about like these power rankings and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
they never put him at number 1.
They don't fear him.
Yeah,
I
They're
seriously-
dumb.
Dude, it's got to be the
old
things being like,
Champa Bay Buccaneers.
it's got to be the thing saying, well, he can't do it for that much longer, right? Like he's
He
that, he's
can't.
that old. He can't.
If you
said
bet
that.
against it. It's like if you go to the casino and it's hit red like 6 times in a row, and
Red
you're like,
18.
Black.
it's not going to hit red. I'm putting all my money on black because it doesn't actually affect what happened to your like before, but that's what you think in your mind as a gambler.
And then what
As
pops
a gambling
up?
man.
And what pops up? Red.
Red. Red 18.
Packers at number 5. Say Aaron Rodgers sits out. Where do they go in this list? What do you think?
Oh, they got to drop way down.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like they got to
dude,
drop
like,
middle
I
of the
think he's
pack.
in like the 20s.
Yeah, dude, down to 15-ish.
I mean, their defense isn't very good.
Well,
They
I mean,
have-
they got some good players on defense. I
They
mean,
didn't really do anything but
they got-
run the ball
according
and
to
air it
PFF,
out.
they got the
last
number
year.
1 cornerback in the league. Jair Alexander's really good. I think they got some good
Okay.
defensive players.
The Bengals have the number 1 rookie wide receiver. That doesn't mean
Well,
anything.
no, I mean he's never played a game yet, so you can't really say that.
Yeah,
this
that's why I
is a guy
said.
that's
That's
been-
why I said rookie. I didn't say wide receiver.
I know,
said
but that doesn't
rookie.
correlate with the guy who's actually put up all pro numbers the past 3 seasons.
What do you mean? He was the number 1 wide receiver picked.
Yeah,
How can you not say he's the best rookie wide
He
receiver?
hasn't played a single game in the NFL yet.
That makes no fucking sense.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
There's been tons of guys that have been taken as the number 1 position player in their class and haven't been the best player. It's different with a rookie versus a guy who 3 straight years in the NFL has been been all pro
Do you
numbers.
realize how dumb you sound right now?
Okay, Zach.
Do you realize how dumb you sound right
We're not
now?
arguing with this.
Okay.
Just saying that a guy that's the number 1 rookie receiver on your team is not as much of a pump up to your team as having an all pro like corner that like shuts someone down.
Keep digging your
Although
own
I do
grave.
want to say Amari
Keep
Cooper
digging your own
fucking
grave.
dusted Jair Alexander last time they played, even though the Packers won. But
I will say this list had the Ravens above the Browns, which I thought was pretty interesting. When I feel like if you listen to the hype, that's not what the hype says.
Yeah.
I mean, the hype says Browns, but they still have the
I
Ravens.
think that
above.
the Ravens defensive coordinator is like sneakily good to where I think he can change his defense a lot to match who he's playing.
I'll tell you what, if you're a gambling man and you see the Cincinnati Bengals and the Ravens play, put the money on the Ravens because they beat the living life out of the Bengals
also
twice
put
last
the
year.
over on blitzes because they're for sure going to hit.
yeah, I still remember that highlight. Like Jesse Bates is insane, right? We can all agree he's really freaking good.
Yeah.
Right? And he went to tackle Lamar Jackson that one time. That spin move was just the dirtiest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, that's a dude that literally should be like an all pro
Jesse
safety.
Bates is 24.
I tried
just
I
to
just
get
saw
right.
that today. 24. He's younger than us.
Damn.
He's good.
He's been in the league, what, 3 years? He's 24?
He's good.
All right, boys.
Another
We got anything
another
else?
big miss. He's from Purdue country, and Purdue didn't even offer him in college. How sad is that? Literally from probably I don't know, 80 miles from Purdue. Something like that in
Interesting
Indiana.
things
Didn't
on the
even offer
notes.
him.
Saints at 18. I thought that was interesting.
They don't have a
'Cause
quarterback.
I thought they were a little better than
What do you mean?
that.
They got a future Hall of Famer at quarterback, Jameis Winston.
God.
You have
I think
Jameis
they-
derangement
I still
syndrome,
think
Zach.
with Winston that they're better than 18th. That's pretty low.
Zach, don't get Jameis derangement
bad.
syndrome.
Titans at 10. They have a lot of hype around them. I could easily see them
Jameis got
getting better than
LASIK.
that.
Just remember that.
I'm surprised
And Raiders at 22. Raiders
surprised
are pretty good last year.
the Dolphins are above the Steelers.
The Raiders are one of those teams that's the weirdest thing ever. Like they're the ultimate play to your competition team. They'll play the Chiefs.
Yeah, they
and
beat
win
the Chiefs last year.
and win like 45-43 or lose like 40-39. And then they'll play like the Texans and win like 17-13 against the Texans. Like they're the ultimate like, oh, guess we got to play good today. We're playing a good team. Oh, we're playing a shitty team. We can take off the brakes.
You got one of them old school grid coaches.
Yeah, with Gruden. Gruden gave up 40 points and was not happy
Game
in that game.
management right there.
Here's a question we kind of debate with. Bears at 24. Justin Fields starts. Do they go up or down?
I don't know
Justin,
yet.
like starts week 1.
No, like,
Oh, do you think they play better than that?
yeah, like in a couple weeks in, like Justin Fields starts.
I think it's debatable. We just got to see how he plays. If he
Yeah,
plays good,
I
they'll
don't
go
know
up. If
yet.
he plays bad, they'll go down. I really don't know with rookies. Rookies are so unpredictable.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good, but I also think that, again, that team's kind of a black hole for quarterbacks.
I think they'll be good, but I want to see Andy Dalton ball out. So
he's gonna
I don't
ball
want to say anything about Andy Dalton not balling out because that's my hopes and desires. But thank you guys for listening to another great sports episode 74 here at Gridiron Garage. Go ahead and follow our Instagram account. We've been posting a lot of stuff on there, trying to get some good content for you. So thank you for listening. We're out.